Namaste everyone, I am your co-host Shravani ma'am. Welcome to your favorite learning channel. The topic for today's video is beekeeping part 1. So, we are dividing this topic beekeeping into two parts, part 1 and part 2. So, today in part 1 we will be talking about the overview of beekeeping, types of bees, the products obtained from apiculture, the management of high yields of honey, under which we will understand what is the reason of choosing the Italian variety of bee or the Italian bee. Then we will be talking about the pasturage flora. Okay, so let's begin with the overview. Overview of beekeeping. Okay, so beekeeping is also known as beekeeping is also known as or is also called apiculture. So apiculture and beekeeping are one and the same. So in beekeeping we are talking about bees. So these honeybees, they are social and also they are polymorphic colonial insects. They are polymorphic colonial insects. Okay, so now we obtain various products from this apiculture, which we'll be talking a little later. So how can we define this beekeeping or apiculture? So we can say that the cultivation of bees, and this cultivation is done on a commercial scale. Okay, so the cultivation of bees on a commercial scale for what? For the production of honey. Okay, so this practice is known as apiculture, and apiculture is also known as beekeeping. Okay, so apiculture, or we can say beekeeping. This is how we can define beekeeping or apiculture. So the beekeeping has been in practice in India since a very long time, and for the purpose or for the practice of this beekeeping, it is important to have the knowledge of biology, behavior, diseases of bees and management practices. Okay, all these things are required for beekeeping. So the beehives are the source of wax used for various medicinal purposes. Okay, now there is a term called apiaries, or they can also be called the bee farms. So what are these? They are actually the places where the bees are raised. Okay, these are the places where we can raise bees for the purpose of commercial honey production. Okay, so in this picture we can see that this is the place. So this we can call it as apiary or bee farm. So these are the places where bees are raised for commercial honey production, and the person who is handling this apiary is called the apiarist. Okay, so beekeeping is one of the most universal agricultural endeavors. Okay, so bees play a dual agricultural role. How? So bees, they play dual agricultural role. And how do they play that? By both by producing honey and also and they also aiding in the pollination. Okay, so they also help in the pollination of the flowering crop. So this is how they play a dual agricultural role. Here we can see a picture where bee is collecting nectar, and in doing so it also helps in bringing about the pollination in the flowering crops. Okay, so this was about the overview of beekeeping. Now let's talk about the types of honeybee. Okay, types of honeybee. Okay, so these honeybees, they belong to the honeybees belong to the class. Which class do they belong to? They belong to the class Insecta. The order to which they belong is Hymenoptera. And the family to which they belong is the Aphidae family. Okay, now there are 5 well recognized types of bees. There are 5 well recognized types of bees. Okay, that can be found in the world. So let's see what are these 5 well recognized types of bees found in the world. So they are: one is Apis dorsata. Okay, so Apis dorsata is also commonly known as the rock bee. Okay, so this Apis dorsata, as we have already seen that it is very commonly known as the rock bee, it is a large Indian variety. Okay, so this is a large Indian variety with an average size of about 20 millimeters. Okay, so this variety of bee, they build large combs on tree branches, under the caves or under roofs of high buildings. So Apis dorsata undertakes migration. So this species, they migrate during the summer and during the winter. Okay, so what happens is, during winter they are abundantly found in plains, and in summer the colonies migrate to high mountains to avoid the extreme heat or in search of flowering plants. Okay, so this species is a good honey gatherer, and a sizable portion of honey that is produced in India is obtained from this species, that is, it is obtained from Apis dorsata. So maximum 50 to 80 kgs, a maximum of how much? 50 kgs to 80 kgs of honey can be obtained, can be obtained per colony of Apis dorsata. Okay. So let's talk about the next variety, that is Apis florae. Apis florae. So Apis florae is commonly known as the little bee. Okay. So this little bee is a miniature form of the rock bee. It is a miniature form of rock bee. That is, it is a miniature form of Apis dorsata. Okay, so it lives in plains and it rarely occurs above 1,000 feet of sea level, and it builds small comb on the branches of trees or in bushes or under the walls of the buildings. And the yield of honey from this species, the yield of honey, okay, so the yield of honey from this species, it is very less, and this species is also very common in India. Okay. Now the third species that we will be talking about is Apis cerana indica. So Apis cerana indica is commonly known as the Indian bee. Okay, so as it is commonly known as Indian bee, we know that it is commonly found in India. So it occurs commonly on the plains and forests of India. It builds several parallel combs in protected places like the hollow of trees, caves, in rocks, and then other such cavities. And their average output of honey, so their average output of honey is between 3 kgs to 5 kgs per colony per year. Okay, so they are the best of the Indian varieties to be hived in artificial conditions. Okay, then the next variety that we would talk here is the Apis mellifera. So this Apis mellifera is commonly known as the Italian bee. Okay, so this Apis mellifera or the Italian bee, they have high honey collecting capacity. They have high honey collecting capacity. Okay, then they sting somewhat less and they stay in a given beehive for long periods and they breed well. Okay, so the fifth variety that we would be talking is about Apis adamsoni. So Apis adamsoni is commonly known as the African bee. Okay, so Apis adamsoni is common name, or it is commonly or popularly known as the African bee. So these are the different types of bees. Now let's see what are the different products, okay, that we can obtain from apiculture. So the products obtained from apiculture. Let's see what are these different products. So first we would be talking about honey. So honey is a major product that we can obtain from apiculture. So how is honey? Honey is actually sweet it is sweet, it is viscous, it is edible. Edible food obtained this honey. This food can be obtained from honeybees, right? And now the color, flavor and odor of honey depend on the flowers from which the nectar is obtained. Okay, so this is the product. Honey is one of the products obtained from apiculture. Next product we would talk about is the bee wax. So this bee wax is derived from beehives. It is derived from beehives, right? And bee wax has many applications, like it can be used in various industries, like in candle industry, it can be used in cosmetics industries in making of various cosmetics products. It can be used in pharmaceutical industry, and it can also be used in perfume industries, etc. Okay, so these are several uses of bee wax. That is, this bee wax can be used in all these industries and in many other. Okay, and bee wax is one of the products that can be obtained from apiculture. Then the next product that we can obtain is bee venom. Okay, so the sting of the worker bees is actually attached to a poison sac, and this poison sac is the site where venom is stored. So this bee venom is composed of many substances like histamine, apamine, etc. And this bee venom can be used in treatment of treatment of what? In treatment of neurosis, arteriosis. Okay, neurosis, arteriosis. It can be used in treatment of arthritis. Okay, so and apart from these, the treatment of these things, this bee venom also has stimulating effect on heart muscles, and as a result it helps in lowering the levels of blood pressure and cholesterol. And apart from this, bee venom can also be used in curing rheumatism. Okay, so the next product we will be talking about is propolis, or which is also known as the bee glue. So this propolis or bee glue is gathered by bees from the resinous exudes of trees, and it is composed of resins, ethanol, scented oil, pollen, etc. And it is used in, bee glue can be used in cosmetics. It can be used in cosmetics. Then they are available as supplements. They are available as supplements in health shops. So in the form of pills and all, we can obtain propolis or bee glue. And apart from these uses, propolis also helps in, or it can be used in sticking the frames, in sealing cracks and crevices. Okay, and it has a natural property of it is a natural effective antibiotic. Hence It can also be used in making ointments for healing the cuts, wounds and abscesses in cattle. Okay. So this was about propolis. Then we can also obtain royal jelly. So royal jelly is commonly known as, it is known as the bee milk. Okay. So royal jelly is actually secreted by the glands of, it is secreted by the glands of the nurse bees, secreted by the glands of nurse bees of the age of 6 to 12 days. Okay. So it is very nutritious food and it is fed to the young larva as well as it is also fed to the adult queen. So royal jelly is milk white in color. It is composed of proteins, lipids, carbohydrates, water and ash. So royal jelly is a nutritious food for human beings. So this royal jelly, so we can say it is a nutritious food for humans or for human beings. Okay, because it increases, as it increases, as it increases vigor, it increases vigor and vitality in humans. Okay, so this is about royal jelly. And then the next product that we can obtain from apiculture is pollen. So the worker bees collect pollen and the nurse bees of the hive, they refine the pollen into bee bread or royal jelly for feeding larvae and the young bees. So pollen is also used for human consumption. It is also used for what? For human consumption. Okay, as it is packed with, because, or as it is filled with or packed with, it is packed with 25 protein, 25 protein, 25 proteins and 18 amino acids. Hence it can also be used for human consumption. Okay, these are the different products that can be obtained from the practice of apiculture. Now we will be discussing about the management of high yields of honey. So management of high yields of honey, and under this section we will understand what is the need or what is the reason to choose the Italian variety of honeybee. Okay, so what happens is, for the management of beehives on a large scale or for a high yield of honey, it is important for this management, for management. Okay, and we know that here we are talking about the management of beehives on a large scale and for a high yield of honey. It is important to have, it is important, what is important? It is important to have a variety of honeybees, to have a variety of honeybees with the following properties, and these properties are honeybees. We can say that it is important to have honeybees with the properties or with the characteristics like that can reproduce well, those varieties that can reproduce well, then they are more efficient in collecting honey, more efficient in collecting honey, then they have low mortality rate, they should have low mortality rate, okay, and they are resistant, they should be resistant to infections. So for the management of beehives on a large scale and for high yield of honey, it is important to have variety of honeybees having these kinds of properties. And hence what happens is the Italian variety of the honeybee, that is Apis mellifera, it is the best suited for this purpose, for all this purpose, that is for the management of high yields of honey. For this, the Italian variety of honeybee, the Italian variety of honeybee is best suited, that is Apis mellifera is best suited for all these purposes because it can reproduce well, all the properties can be found in the Italian variety and hence it can be used for the management of beehives on a large scale or for a high yield of honey. Okay, so this is the reason Italian variety of honeybee is used, and the apiaries have been developed using this species. Okay, now we will also be talking about the pasturage flora. Okay, the pasturage flora. So do you know what is pasturage flora? So there must be some flora in the area where an apiary is established, right? So the pastures and crops are needed by the bees for the collection of nectar. So as the type of pasture determines the type of nectar, pasturage is important for the quality of honey that we get. So the pasturage flora, what does it mean? It means, that is pasturage flora means plants and trees, means the plants and trees, the plants and trees where an apiary is generally established, where an apiary is generally established. Okay, so the flora can include anything like mango, coconut, tamarind, cotton, etc. Okay, so the predominant vegetation of the area near the apiary imparts the flavor of the honey. Okay, so what happens is the predominant vegetation. So the predominant vegetation of the area near an apiary, that is near an apiary, it is responsible for imparting, so it imparts its particular flavor, its particular flavor to the honey produced. Okay. So for example, the honey that is obtained from an apiary near a lychee yard or a jamun yard gives the characteristic taste to those, or the characteristic taste of those fruits. And the almond honey of Kashmir is quite famous for its own flavor. Okay. So let's now quickly revise everything that we have covered today about the beekeeping. Okay. So today, first we talked about the overview of beekeeping or the apiculture, right? So we now know that beekeeping is also known as apiculture. So honeybees are social and polymorphic colonial insects. That means they live in colonies. And how can we define beekeeping? So it is the cultivation of bees on a commercial scale for the production of honey. This is known as apiculture or beekeeping. So apiaries or bee farms are the places where bees are raised for commercial honey production. So these bees, they play a dual agricultural role. And how do they do that? They produce honey and also they aid in the pollination of flowering crops. So here we can see apiculture here. This is the apiary which are the places where bees are raised for commercial honey production, and the person handling it is known as the apiarist. And here we can see a bee collecting nectar, and in doing so it also helps in bringing the pollination of flowering crops. Then we saw different types of honeybee. So honeybees belong to the class Insecta. Their order is Hymenoptera and the family is Aphidae. And there are 5 well recognized types of bees found in the world. One is Apis dorsata, that is commonly known as rock bee. It is a large Indian variety and their average size is of 20 mm. They have the property that they show migration during summer and winter, and the maximum yield of honey that we can obtain from the species is around 50 to 80 kg of honey per colony. Okay. Then we talked about Apis florae, which is commonly known as little bee. It is a miniature form of rock bee, and the yield of honey obtained from this species is very less. Then there is Apis cerana indica, which is commonly known as Indian bee. Their average output of honey is between 3 kg to 5 kg per colony per year. Then there is Apis mellifera, which is commonly known as Italian bee. They have the property of they help in they have a high honey collecting capacity. Okay. And finally there is Apis adamsoni, which is commonly known as African bee. So out of these 5, the first 3, that is Apis dorsata, Apis florae and Apis cerana indica, they are commonly found in India. Okay. Then we talked about the products that can be obtained from apiculture. So various products are honey, bee wax, bee venom, royal jelly, which is also known as bee milk, propolis, that is known as bee glue, and pollen. And we saw how these various products are used in various industries, various applications. We also talked about that. Okay. Then we also discussed about the management of high yields of honey. So for the management of beehives on a large scale or for a high yield of honey, it is important to have variety of honeybees with the properties like they must reproduce well, they should be more efficient in collecting honey, should have low mortality rate, and they should be resistant to infections. So the Italian variety of honeybee, that is Apis mellifera, is the best suited. Okay, it is best suited for this purpose. Hence, this Italian variety of honeybee is used for apiculture. Then we also talked about pasturage flora. So it means the plants and trees where an apiary is generally established. So the flora can include anything like mango, coconut, tamarind, apple, guava, coffee, etc. So the predominant vegetation of the area near an apiary is responsible for imparting its particular flavor to the honey that is produced. Okay. For example, honey obtained from an apiary near a lychee yard or a jamun yard gives a characteristic taste of those fruits. And the almond honey of Kashmir is very famous for its own flavor. Okay, so I hope you all would have got some great insights by watching today's video. Please do not forget to like and share the video. Till then, thank you for watching.